Hello, everybody. John, Jean, Rhonda. I love this. Everyone's in the house. Look at their gabbing amongst themselves about a trip. I love it.
Nice.
I love it. You want to hear about my trip to Tennessee?
I heard it was awesome.
We never get out of Boston. No siree. Never got to Tennessee.
That's
no
not fun.
siree. The flights just didn't work. And coming back.
Yeah.
We didn't go, but the
Yes.
flights we had for coming back,
Mm-hmm.
the exact same thing happened.
Oh, so.
Yeah, and I forgot to cancel them, so it's good. Because then I could get all my money back, because they never left either. And I went, oh my God, I figured because I got off the plane in Boston that they automatically would just cancel my whole trip.
Yeah.
They do not. They do not. You have to go in and then cancel them yourselves online. And I didn't. I just got home, tired, got the suitcases the next day, went on my merry way, and then I'm sitting there working Monday, and I get, flight leaving Knoxville has been delayed another 4 hours. And I went, what? Therefore, your connecting flight you're not going to make your connecting flight, so please choose another flight. And I'm like, oh my God. And I get on there and there are no flights. There are no flights to go to. This is what happened going down. You can go.
Why were they canceling flights? Just for the fun of it?
They're full. They're full. Our plane didn't go out because it came in late, and then it had a mechanical problem, too. So everybody missed their connecting flights because by the time that plane left, there were no other flights out of Charlotte. None. So it was going to be a night in Charlotte and another 24 hours to get a reserved seat. Otherwise, you stay in the airport on standby.
That doesn't sound like fun.
No.
That's why I drive.
That was my trip to Tennessee. I'm hoping Jean had a much better trip to South Dakota.
Yes, South Dakota, Mount Rushmore.
Did you drive, Jean? Did you drive?
Okay, so Mount Rushmore cracks me up.
Wow.
Because whenever we go out, we always buy the America Beautiful Pass, which gets you into national parks for free.
Hi, Belle.
But the best thing about
Jean
Mount
wants
Rushmore...
to know, American.
The thing about Mount Rushmore is you can get into the national park for free. Parking anywhere around there is privately owned, so it's going to cost you $30 to park, regardless of the park pass.
If you're
it's such a scam.
It isn't. If you live there and own that land, tell me you wouldn't want to make money off of people parking there.
I'm pretty sure it's a foreign company that actually owns all the parking, which makes it even funnier.
Oh, that's not funny. That's not cool.
It's kind of fun. I could be wrong. Well, when we did it a few years back, I looked into it. It was like and I had to laugh because I'm like, that is capitalism.
Jean took a bus tour.
That's the way to do it. Yeah.
Wow. See, she got there and back before I even left the ground in Boston.
But you have to make sure that when you do a bus, you got to make sure it has tour at the end.
Okay.
Because bus people are special.
Oh.
Have you ever traveled by Greyhound?
No.
It's fun.
Okay. By train I have. I like
train.
train.
Yeah, Amtrak's nice.
Yeah, okay.
But I had somebody explain to me the other day that I probably think Greyhound is fun because I'm a giant man, so I don't worry about things. And I'm like, there's some truth to that.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway.
Okay.
Let's get to shop news.
Yeah,
Yay!
let's get to shop news.
Yeah, I'm running late, so I'm running off last week's outline.
Surprise!
So we got some fabric. Lots of fabric came in. Like I said, just color. Come buy fabric. We're trying to get everything put on the shelf. We're out of shelf space. So either go online and buy a lot of fabric, or come in and buy a lot of fabric.
We went from a drought to everything
because
arriving.
everything came and then like, oh, here, you ordered, this was supposed to ship back in May, but you know what? It's September. Take it anyway.
Take it anyway. So we have to get our families together and do some neat stuff.
What did come in, I think I talked about this last week. Did I talk about this? I think I talked about it last week because it just came in, I think, as we're getting the show started. But this, did I show this last week? I can't remember. Anyway, I think this, I love this collection.
No.
We're going to be putting kits together.
You showed dots last week.
Yes, dots last week was just color. So this came in later part of last week. This is a fantastic collection. It's got a little bit of sewing.
I remember you ordering it.
It's really kind of a fun. So that's the panel.
Yeah.
And I just grabbed a couple of the coordinates to show off today. Here's one that's just really a great coordinate. It's got bees and flowers and little gear butterflies.
That is kind of cute.
It's a really interesting. Like I said, the kit that we're going to be putting together for it is really nice. And then I grabbed this because I thought Eddie would appreciate this one.
Octopuses.
Yes. Which I'm still trying to figure out why octopuses and steampunk, but they always look cool. And then this one's really neat too, just kind of keys. But like I said, this is just 3 of the coordinates. There's a bunch of coordinates that are with.
They're pretty cool.
There's a bunch of coordinates that go with that collection, but you get an idea from the panel and those coordinates what it kind of looks like. It's really cool. I believe those should be online and available right now.
I think I
for
saw
purchase.
them. Good for you.
So yeah, do you have the Moda Nativity panel? Why do people always ask for stuff I don't have?
Yeah,
No.
we don't have them. No, I'm sorry.
And
Wish we did.
And the
Gene.
fact is, if the Moda Nativity panel is in stores right now, the odds of me being able to get it probably pretty minimal.
Yeah, that's.
But I can see what I can do.
Well,
Anyway, so that's new fabric.
I wouldn't bank on it. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the new fabric that came in. So yeah, it's a little bit far afield from a nativity scene, but I suppose you could, put red and green borders on it and call it Christmas if you wanted to. Probably not. I love you just looking at me and just nodding, like letting it sink in the stupidity I just
I'm
did.
just thinking, ick.
Prairie kits. We're working on our second round of prairie kits. If you are interested in prairie.
I want to. Oh, I interrupted you. I'm not supposed to.
No, it's all right. Because
I
that's all I was going to say.
I really enjoyed the Facebook group.
Yeah.
For all of you who don't know, if you want to get into the Facebook group, you have to purchase the Prairie Kit from Four Pines. It is a private group. We've had a few people ask to go in, and we're like, no. You have to purchase the kit here at Four Pines.
Yes.
In order to participate in our private Facebook group, because we are doing all our videos and instructions on that
and we put
page.
a lot, and there's been a lot of work put into this, so it was kind of like.
No, and I anticipate doing that more and more, to be honest with you, with all our sew-along projects that we do. I found it very enjoyable and helpful.
I get and I keep getting these messages, these notifications, and I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, you just sit in the background.
Well, yeah, every now and then I'll chime in. Okay, so there's that. Also, we've got a few machines came in on trade. So if you are looking for a machine, I believe we still do have a Luminaire available that came in pre-owned, so we can do a really good deal on that. We've got a Baby Lock Destiny for that we should have cleaned up and ready to go, and we've got a couple 1350s and a few other things that are. We've got some stock on some stuff. So if you're looking for a machine, now's a good time. There is Brother financing starts I think next week. Some promotional financing.
Again, I don't think they ever stop.
Yeah.
As soon as one ends, they start another.
Yes, they start another. But there is some promo financing that's going to be coming up next month, so it's a good time to be looking at a machine. Because I want to say it might be 72 months. It's at least 60, but there might be 72 available. I got to double check. So that's coming up, and that makes when you look at it when you break it down by month, which I know you're not supposed to if you're financially savvy, you're supposed to look at the total number. But if you break it down by month, they're actually quite affordable. If you want to sell your soul to Brother for your machine.
If you wanted to sell your soul. There's coming a very good used one.
Yeah. But so we got that, and then we got classes coming up. Check out our website. We've got a lot of stuff coming up. We did do our Luminaire Owners Club with the new setup last Saturday. Went really well. It's really fun. I can't wait. I'm really excited to be doing more with our classroom. There's still some finishing touches.
I was going to say, it looks worse before it looks better. Today's not the day to come in and brag about it. We're busy.
No, a couple of the sew stations look good, but everything else looks like a bomb went off.
Brent is in process, and we all know what that means. Helter skelter.
But there's some organization to it.
Yeah, it's really looking nice.
Yes, it's work.
Kickoff is next week.
It is
because October 1st.
We're gonna have to plan something big.
Oh, well, are you gonna be done?
We're gonna be close enough to done.
Okay. All right.
If my order comes
next
in.
week, I think we should do something special next week, especially after the show, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So next week after the show, there's something special. So
yeah. I
okay.
don't know. We'll
Stay tuned. Yeah. If you're watching the show, yes, we'll come up with something.
We can do something.
Yes. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I have. Like I said, check the calendar for stuff. We're starting to add stuff. Keep an eye. If you're not getting our weekly emails, we'll try to get an email go out on Tuesday. If you're not getting those, let me know and I'll get you on the list. But we're also trying to do a little more be a little more consistent with that. So new fabric.
Not trying. He is being more consistent with that.
And it's
or
usually
the Zap caller kicks in.
but it's usually all that tends to be in it is just kind of upcoming classes and new fabric. We're really trying to keep the email simple, so it's like something you might actually want to read.
Keep an eye on.
Yes. But anyway, that's all I've got. So I guess that kicks it over to quiz time. Oh, you have notes too.
I
Look at
do.
you.
I told you I was prepared. I got more than I can cover in today's show.
Did you draw that?
No, my Adriana did. She wanted me to be inspired. She said, inspired. Drew a little cartoon on it. But first, I want to give a shout out to my son Craig, who I discovered secretly watches this show. But he doesn't comment anymore because he said he commented once, and I guess we razzed on him.
Oh, did
we? We did something, but that's what we do. So he lurks, but he says he watches it religiously, and he does because he knew stuff about Danny's Frosty quilt. Yeah, he loved it. But anyway, he did something. I hope I don't spoil this, Craig, but it's so imaginative. You know, he's got a drone.
Yeah.
And he's got a son who's obsessed with Halloween. So he got this Grim Reaper, and he attached it to the drone. And was flying it around the neighborhood. I knew you'd like that one. I knew you would. I go, that's something Brent would definitely do. So, unfortunately, then the big storm came, and it wiped the drone and the Grim Reaper to the ground.
I was going to say, he's got good neighbors.
But he's fixing it up again, so they were taking flight last night. I have one tip for you. Battery-operated lights on the Grim Reaper.
Oh, yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah. So, hi, Craig.
But if you want a good time, watch like the YouTube drone fail videos.
Oh, yeah.
Because like the angry neighbors with a baseball bat.
Oh, no. Well, this is way off kilter, but 2 years ago I had a neighbor with a drone who would fly it over me as I was sitting out by my pool. That's against the law.
Yeah.
And I found out who that was, and that ended. But I was like going like this. And he kept coming lower, and like it was funny.
Yeah.
Enough funny, people. Enough funny to spy on your neighbors with a drone.
There's an old-timey pastime for that. They call it skeet shooting.
Yeah. I called him a peeping Tom. That's what I called him. Looking at all that from way up there.
I mean, there's money to be made in that if you get it like OnlyFans, I guess.
Okay, quiz time.
Okay.
We have a quiz time and a giveaway. And so do we have spinning wheel ready for the next thing? Oh, Eddie is so on top of it today. I love it. I love it. Okay, quiz time. And this is so apropos even for today. I teased Brent last week about his Zap collar. Mm-hmm. Then we teased... He's thought of something else, and then we teased me about it. And it was something, I almost bought one to just wear in today. Something to put on me to keep me focused. Hint, hint. What was Becky going to wear? You were going to get zapped, and I was going to get something else. And we were going to, it was going to help me stay focused. What was it? $10 GC. Yeah!
She wasted no time. She wasted no time.
Kyle, definitely. Yes. And I actually almost created one to wear on today's show. Because as you can see here, I go, woo.
Yeah, hey.
Oh, my Lord. I do. I need a cone. That's not in my notes. The dog cone collar.
The fact that she takes notes.
Well, the fact that she takes notes, I wanted to bring up. I was reading some of the comments from last week, and Jean said, hey, your workbench on scissors was very helpful. Can you do one on sharpening? The do's and don'ts of sharpening. And I said, I'll bring it up in today's show.
Yeah, we can talk about sharpening.
We can talk about sharpening on a future workbench.
Yes.
Yay!
That's a whole other rabbit hole.
And then Jean said she was anxious to have an Embrilliance class.
Yes.
And I said, hey, we're working on it. You're welcome, Jean. You were working.
I love that she says, good job, killer.
Yeah.
Killer! You're a killer!
We are working on putting an essentials class together in-house. So if you have something specific you want to learn, now's the time to let me know so we can make sure it's covered. But we are working on a beginner's level
Yes.
in brilliance class, so that'll be really fun. And there was one other comment that came up. Oh, somebody wanted to know what the patent pool thing was. So later in the show, when I fire up my computer, I will go
Sure.
to her YouTube channel because
Yeah.
I watched it again this morning. I can't get enough of her stuff. So she deserves a big shout out. So I will make sure I pull it up so everybody can see who she is and how to find her.
Okay.
Okay, so that was off the cuff, but okay, quiz time. Oh, giveaway time.
Oh, we're gonna do giveaway or Quilt of the Week?
Well, I have the giveaway
Okay, do the
from
giveaway.
last week.
Okay, do the
And then I
giveaway.
have a new giveaway too.
Okay.
So you get that ready.
I'll get this
Okay,
ready.
last week I showed off these beautiful 6 half-yard. I'm gonna close this down for a minute. Beautiful 6-yard half-yard
Yard cut.
cuts of sparkly fabric.
And it got me in trouble because I had people coming in. Do you have that fabric?
Oh well, did you tell them to get online and enter the contest? Because that's what you should have said, Brent.
Well, no, it was people that watched it online that wanted to come in and buy it.
Oh, well, you can't. You have to win it. That's what
Yes,
makes the giveaway
yes,
so
because
special.
because
I'm sorry.
Because I was like, yeah, we had that fabric years ago.
This is what makes our giveaway
I mean,
so
when Eddie-
special.
when
We're
Eddie was
one
in-
of a kinds.
When Eddie was in diapers, we had that.
It's beautiful.
It
It's
is.
beautiful. So spinning wheel, those who commented, I something sparkle. I like to sparkle, or I love to sparkle. And there were several, so I loved it. And Danny, yes, you better be on that spinning wheel.
I better
I
be.
saw yours. See, I'm telling you, this was a great one. Spin it fast and spin it long. Spin it fast and spin it long. Where's my music? Spin it faster, but longer. That's too short. That's too short. Oh, Eddie, you can tell he's young. Do you see how fast his wheel?
I'm
Stopped?
just leaving that alone.
Rhonda! Did Rhonda win last week too? Oh, Eddie's got a thing for Rhonda.
Rhonda's in Texas, though.
Rhonda,
But
congratulations.
we'll get that sent out because now
we
that
will. We
now
will.
we have her address.
But Eddie, that was quicker than a jackrabbit.
Is that a setting that you can change in
I
the?
think so.
Yeah, I
Yes,
hope so.
okay.
Rhonda, congratulations! Woohoo! These are beautiful, and they're on your way to Texas. Well, she's been a lucky girl these days.
Well, you know, everything in Texas. It's,
Okay, well, I got news for you. Our subscriber count's going up, and I love that. But I got an entire kit that I am going to give away. An entire quilt kit, and I forgot to bring it in. You know what? I'm going to up it. I'm going to give it a choice of 3. You get to pick one of 3 quilt kits when we reach 1,000.
1,000.
1,000. It's an entire quilt kit.
So you have to
And I
tell
forgot
everybody.
to bring it
yeah.
in.
So,
So like, share, and subscribe because my gifts will only get prizes. Will only
yeah.
get better.
Well, then if we get 1,000, you can monetize, and then we could actually have a budget for stuff too.
Well, Becky's got plenty. Okay, next week's giveaway. Are you ready for this? This is big.
That is
This is
probably
this-
big. Yes.
It is big. This is the spinning wheel giveaway for next week.
What year is that from?
Last year. You can't even get
You can't
some
get
of
any of
this
that,
stuff,
yes.
okay? So when I say one of a kind, these are very special. These are the Kimberbell Hometown Halloween kits from last year. It was
Were
all
we making tombstones for that? Was that last year's? Did we do something? What
we
done?
did do tombstones.
Yeah, we did.
This is 19 fat quarters. I didn't open it. I'd love to show it to you, but I don't know if they want me to open it.
No, they do not.
They don't want me to open it.
No.
So I love
That's
my
gonna.
boxes.
It's gonna.
I'd love to
It's gonna end up
open
on
them,
like
sorry.
eBay like 50 years from now.
Oh my God! This
Kimberbell fat quarter set for
19
$900.
fat quarters of hometown. You cannot get this stuff.
You cannot.
So, the secret word, again, spinning wheel, you got to watch the show. Get your friends to comment too, okay? Get it up there for me. Eddie's going to work on a longer spinning wheel. He's going to practice.
Yeah. Increase the stamina.
That's what she said.
Yeah, the phrase is going to be, I love me a good witch.
I love me.
Be a good witch. Witch.
Witch.
Witch. I,
Can they get on the spinning wheel twice if they misspell witch?
oh. Should we let them get on more than once so if they do more
No.
comments? No.
No, because
Okay.
then they're gonna get like spam
All right,
and bots
yeah, we
and
don't
make
want
a
that.
mess.
You're right, sorry. Okay, so this is it. 19 fat quarters
Yes.
of the hometown
Halloween
Halloween
from
from Kimberbell. Boom. That's next week.
All right.
Let's get it up there. My process is going to get better.
All right. So quilt of the week, because I've been slacking the last few weeks, and I was supposed to do this last week, but I forgot. And then Gene, and he was like, "I'm gonna come pick my quilts up," and I'm like, "No, not yet, because I wanted to show it off." But I loved this quilt when I had it on the machine.
Oh, it really is cute. What is it? You
It-
keep spinning
Well,
around, getting
because I'll show you
nauseous.
I'll show you the back in a second.
Okay.
So it's a Harry
Wow.
Potter.
That. Oh yeah.
So
okay,
was
now
just-
I get it.
This is kind of a fun Harry Potter quilt, which is really kind of a scrappy, kind of a fun.
Yeah, I like it.
And then she did.
Oh, she made you do this?
Well, she did. No, she did a good job. What I like.
You
No,
you did this for Gene?
I'll do it. No, it's nice.
He'll do it for you too.
Yes, but this is a good learning experience because notice what she did on the back of this. Notice that the borders are significantly bigger.
Yes.
And what you're going to notice is the bottom border on the back is going to be a little bit longer than the top because it's hard to center it to up and down.
Yeah.
To get that horizontal center.
Yeah, but you did pretty darn good.
Well, yeah, if you
and
get-
I love.
And if you do
I
big
love
borders,
that.
it's easier
Oh.
to.
I'm actually the one that did it.
Oh, Eddie wants
Yeah,
everyone
Eddie
to
loaded
know Eddie did this quilt.
Eddie loaded this one, yes.
Good for speaking up too, Eddie. Let him steal
But
the
having
thunder.
the big having the large borders makes it a lot easier to do that because you've got some room to
so
work
if we
with.
give you large borders, you're willing to.
Yeah, as long as you understand it might not be perfectly centered.
That looked pretty good. I gotta be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
well,
that looks
then
pretty
now
good.
that means Eddie's gonna have to do it.
that.
See, Eddie just got himself in trouble.
Congratulations, Gene! Quilt of the week.
Quilt of the week, so $50 off.
$50, and that was like that was something
Yeah.
you don't like to do.
What? Yeah, the backs.
Yeah.
Like I
Because
said,
I love the piece back, so good
I
for
don't
you.
like piece backs. What I'm saying is when you try to make a two-sided quilt, like you want it centered.
She didn't try to make it two-sided. She
Well, that's what
made the
I'm saying.
back interesting.
Yes, and by doing the large borders, you can center it a little bit closer.
I like backs.
But
to
it looks
be
great.
as interesting as the front. Again, I always put
Yes.
pull it back. So what can I say?
So anyway,
Okay.
that was quilt of the week.
All right.
On to turbo
All right.
tip.
Turbo tip, I forgot.
Did I make a mess? Okay, do you want me to just go straight
I
to the
actually
workbench?
forgot turbo tip. Oh, and I just spilled on. You just spilled on Danny's quilt.
Oh, it's only seltzer water.
Paper towel, paper towel, paper towel. Before she sees it, please, I gotta dab it.
Yeah, we've got video proof of it though. But are we good with? Do you want me to go straight into
Go
workbench?
to workbench before you cause any more damage.
Okay, workbench. I've talked about this before, but I was trying to find this video the other day to forward to somebody because they were having
Yeah,
questions.
just seltzer water, people.
I was trying to
She
find
had
the
some
video.
blue lines to get out anyway.
I was trying to find the video to show to somebody else last week and I couldn't, so I'm just going to redo
I
this
guess I should.
so that we can make another short, so it'll be easier for me to find. But maybe I didn't ever actually do this, and I thought I did. Well, I can find the video where we talked about this one, the cutaway on this. Did I talk about both of these before? I think a little bit.
You did.
Did I have both of them or just one of
Good
them?
thing I listened to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to cover this because, like I said, I have covered this in the past, but I couldn't find the video, so I'm like, I'll just do it again real quick. The difference between an expensive machine and a cheap machine. This is a $99. This one was a $99, probably. It might have been. Well, it had some fancy stitches, so it might have been like $150.
Do they really sell $99 sewing machines?
Not anymore because of inflation. It's like $150 now. But what you're going to notice on this machine is you see this plastic shell. Everything is attached to the plastic shell. These grooves right here are drilled right into this plastic shell. The shell is what's holding these parts in place. That's not good because plastic wiggles and fatigues and gets old. Now,
Like the rest of us.
yep.
We
Now
wiggle, we fatigue.
this machine was a probably $200 mechanical machine. This one wasn't computerized, but it
Held
was.
together by duct tape.
Is there duct tape in there? Oh yeah. Well, that's because when we trim the frame. But if you'll note, it's hard to see through all this mechanical stuff, but you will see. You can actually see it right down here. See that right there is an aluminum subframe that everything is attached to. That's the difference between a cheap machine and a cheap light machine and a heavier machine. This machine weighs about twice as much as the other one, but that metal frame that everything is attached to means that this machine will last a lot longer and actually makes sense to repair. So if stuff starts to wear out, we can change the components.
But this one is disposable.
Yes, that's
Ooh, it
disposable.
still weighs too much for me.
That's the big difference is this is going to be disposable because it doesn't have the internal frame. And as my tolerances start to wear out, there's nothing I can do about it.
Right.
Because if the plastic starts to fatigue and wiggle and stuff starts to move, there's nothing solid that it's anchored to. So it's just time to throw it out. So I see these a lot. The Brother, I don't want to we're Brother dealer, but the Brother CS 6000 or 7000i.
The ones
Yeah.
you see in
Yeah.
some of the other stores.
Yes, the non-dealer models, the Amazon models are typically this way. And like I said, the Brother, I think it's the CS 6000i is a really popular one. I think it's they're up to the 7000. That's what it looks like inside. And somebody that uses it a lot, what will eventually happen is it just starts to make weird noises and doesn't sew right because they've used it so much that all the tolerances are starting to go.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do for it. I mean, we can swap out shafts and do all sorts of different things.
At that point, you just get it.
But you're attached. But what you're anchored to isn't a good foundation, so there's not a lot you can do for it.
It's like TVs today. It's not worth
Yeah.
repairing TVs.
No. But I just wanted to, I know I've covered this before, I just want to do a quick one again because I don't have the short of it on our YouTube and I was going to show that to somebody and I was like, I couldn't find it, so. So now we're going to take that out and
Good idea.
maybe I'll get my producer to do that for me. If not, I'll have to spend some time.
Or you'll have to say, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway,
Cool
so that was
beans.
Turbo Tip, or Workbench.
Good.
Workbench,
Good.
okay. On to whatever magic you're doing.
Well,
And you got time today to really
no,
get into
I
it.
really don't. There's that much to talk about. There's no way we're going to get it all covered. What
This is
is the upgrade?
yes, this is the long anticipated, do I need to buy one of these or not?
What am I going to get for the upgrade? Now, go ahead and open the box, but let me tell you, this is the tip of what you're going to get. This is only a fraction. These are only the hard copy things of what you're going to get. The
So-
first thing is the multifunctional foot controller, which show the other side of it too. Now, some people had these with their old Dream machines.
If you traded in a Dream Machine with me, I would have told you to keep this from your Dream Machine.
This is different.
I can see
and
the
it's better.
Yes, I can see
I'm
where they
telling
designed
you,
this a little bit
isn't-
different.
Its functionality is improved.
Oh, okay.
What happened is you can put these on. There's 3 programmable stations that you're holding right here.
Yeah.
One is
The regular.
the toe.
You know, let's just open
One,
this up because we
one
already
is
opened this.
one is the heel. So your toe does your start and stop. Your heel, and I'm going to tell you what your heel can be programmed. See the heel?
So there's your toe
See the heel?
and then the heel.
And then you have the other pedal, which can go on either the left or the right side. And truthfully, you can be using this pedal at the same time you're using this pedal. So it isn't a move one foot like you do in your car. You actually can do 2 feet at the same time. And when that comes...
Double foot sewing. I
Yes,
always want to
think
see
about
this.
this. Let's say this is programmed to go reverse.
Yeah.
This is programmed start and stop, which also means speed.
Yeah.
Right? You take your highest speed on your sewing machine, but how much you push this pedal down tells you how fast you're going.
Yeah.
Let's say you have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
With even a zigzag stitch, because you're maybe you made a hole where you shouldn't have made the hole,
Yeah.
and you got to fill the hole. Guess what? Yeah, up, down on the left foot. You're going back and forth, no hands.
Now I want to play with that because
No
that sounds
hands.
like fun.
It's like it's not a 1 foot. It's a 2 footer.
And this just plugs into the end there for.
Yeah. And now what I like too is they extended the cord on this,
Yep.
so you can get it from point A to point B. It's not too short. You can put it where you need it to put it, and then what you can do is wind up your extra cord underneath, so you don't have
Yep.
dangly cords. But let me tell you what you can program this to. The heel button on this guy, and this, I'm going to call it the left foot button because that's how I have it set up, but the heel button on here and the secondary foot. Here's all the choices you have. Of course, you can say nothing. I don't want him to do anything, but then I'd say, what are you, crazy? Or you can say, I want this to cut my thread, which I used to do here. Nope, not anymore. Now it's on the heel. Picture it.
Yeah.
Stop, cut thread. It's so sweet. Stop, cut thread. Or this can be your needle up or down. This can be your needle up or down. How handy is that? No,
Yep.
all by your feet. Also, you can do single stitch. How many times do you want to just do one stitch?
Oh, really? So you can program it?
You can program it to do just one stitch,
Oh,
either
that's
here
interesting.
or here. If you're like me and you're doing those applique stitches or echoing stitches, one stitch comes in real handy. You're not going, oh, I hope I get one stitch. You go, no, I want it to be one stitch. Also, the reverse stitching or reinforcement stitching. So when you're using some of the fancier stitches, it doesn't really do reverse, it does the reinforcement
Yep.
little thing. You can program that. Press a foot up or down. Those are all your choices.
I can see the presser foot being super helpful.
Oh, yeah. So it's almost like, wow, what am I going to do? So you have this one you can program, and you have the heel one you can program. And this is always start, stop in speed control
Yep.
up here. Now, something I have to warn you about, because I'm like, oh, where do I set this? Where did I set this? This must, when this first plugged in, do you want to plug it into the machine?
Yeah, we can plug it in.
When you first plug this into your machine, the first thing that's going to come up is the settings screen. But I want you to see where it is, because it's so easy to change your settings depending on, picture your chain piecing. You don't want to cut all those threads. You just go click, go, click, go, boop, 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 boop.
But doesn't it kind of defeat the purpose of chain stitching if you keep
Yeah,
stopping?
well, yeah, I guess.
I mean, I can see this. I mean, you're selling it. You're doing a good job selling it. I'm just.
You're saying, yeah. I'm telling
just
you,
saying
I
if I was
cannot live
chain
without
stitching-
this thing. And I know people have said, oh, I never used it. Well, we got one in here for you to try. Okay, so if you go to settings
Oops.
on page 3,
Did I knock that?
Did you?
That'll do. I get. It's kind of.
did you choose that or did it come up automatically?
I just went into settings.
Oh,
Was it supposed to come up automatically?
yeah.
So if I turn it off and turn it back on?
No, that's okay. You go to page 3. That's where we want to see it.
Okay.
Page
So-
3 is where all the magic happens on this thing.
So there you go, page 3. Look at that.
See the foot pedal?
Right there. It's a
Yeah.
picture of it.
And see all the choices? That's how easy it is.
Yep. So like the heel click, if we hit that, those are all
There-
options for it.
Yeah, that's how easy it is to set it up. That's how easy it is to change it. So you don't even have to say, oh, no, I spent a year figuring out what I wanted it to be. It's so easy to change it depending on the project you're working on. That's what I love about
Oh
it.
yeah, that's true. You wouldn't have to leave it the same every time.
No.
And so then that one be, and then here is, so out of the, it looks like it's set for thread cutting and then needle up, needle down is what the default was.
What the default is.
Yeah.
But you have all those other choices. So,
Yeah.
Eddie, I can't see comments. So it's really
Oh.
cool. Do you have to be subscribed to win the prize? That's a good question, Jean. I say yes. I say yes.
Little off topic, but yes.
Yes. Yes, it does. Does the programming stay when you shut the machine off? Yes,
Yes.
it does, Jean. It does stay. It does stay.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool.
And then we didn't show it, but also in the box you're going to get this plate and the
Oh.
screws that just hold the two pieces together.
That's so you can also say how far away
Yeah.
or close you want the two pieces
Yeah,
to be.
because it's slotted, so you can adjust that.
So it's a lot of adjustments. So that is a real winner in my opinion.
Yes.
The next thing coming out of the box is the new N foot. And I have a lot of people saying, well, what it's called the N plus foot. And they're like, well, what's the big deal? Take it out. I'll show you what the big deal is. The coating on the bottom.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a Teflon coating, so it no longer sticks to vinyl or leather. You know how we used to get fancy when we want to sew on vinyl? We'd put parchment paper on, or we go buy a Teflon foot. This is now your go-to foot.
What is it attached to?
It
Go back to that, Eddie. I'm going to want to play with this now.
Yeah, I
Are
know
looking
you
at
are
it?
gonna. Well, we don't have the right foot on.
I
our
know,
sewing
but what I'm
machine.
saying is, you see how that weird white thing on the back?
Yeah, I don't know what. I think that's just a manufacturing thingy. I don't know.
I'm wondering. I'm thinking there's something down the road. For
I
that.
think there's a lot of something down the road
Because
with
that
this.
looks like a secondary
Yeah.
pivot point. They might be working on
Yeah.
something
Well,
with
wait
that.
till you
That's
see what
interesting.
they've done with
Okay.
this.
Anyway.
But anyway, the beauty of this is, and a lot of people are already using this in the end foot, so it is a non-stick
Oh, yeah.
coating. Non-stick coating. So those of you who like to work with leather, vinyl, or any, this will become your go-to open
Yeah.
toe foot. It will. I know there's more coming. I know there's more. Now
Yeah.
look at him. This is really an open box for Brent too.
Yeah, well, I had heard about the end foot. I hadn't looked at it, but it looks like there's something going on there. That's got like a secondary pivot point.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm wondering what they're going to
Well,
do.
you're
I'm
going to
sure they
see
got
a
something
lot of
in
new
mind.
things.
Anyway.
Okay, the other thing that's in the box is a stylus. They finally got smart and listened to those of us who don't like the big
shot-
chunky
yeah.
one. But this one is cool. Now, I have stylus because I already reverted to this. Unscrew it. Your stylus tip stays nice and hidden. Oh yeah, it's well designed. You unscrew it. That tip when you want it
And it
is
goes
hidden
back.
in there, so nothing horrible is going to happen to it.
But I do like that end. You got kind of a nice little pointer or stylus.
Yeah, but I like the inside, and if you use it on the machine, it is so much. I'm starting to love it more than my fingery for everything.
Yeah, I
Not
can see
just
that.
in the design center, but it's so much more accurate. And you know I like the mouse when I'm in the design center, but this is coming much closer to me
I'm
using
feeling
the
like
mouse.
I'm feeling like a hand model.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's slick.
It is.
It's
nice
slick.
setup
So no picking up that big chunky one unless you're working
down
on
there.
selecting stuff on here.
Yep.
That's your go-to on there. So that was what was in the box. So those are already wows. But that's,
I'll put the lid down.
thank you. That's hardly enough for us to say, yeah, actually there is, the foot doesn't wiggle. Oh, you're talking about a different
Oh, yeah,
foot.
yeah, okay.
This foot's been redesigned
Yeah, no,
on
she's
the
talking
bottom.
about this here. The
Oh,
back.
that foot.
Yeah, the back on that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh,
the
that might
stabilizer,
be.
Yeah.
The knuckle. That's cool. So, yeah, so all that's what's in the box, but that's not all there is. Inside the box is some sort of code, right? Did you put the code on?
Eddie was supposed to take care of it. Did you put the code in, Eddie?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're ready to go for the real fun stuff? Okay,
All right.
go to home. With this new upgrade, we have 10 new quilting utility stitches.
So home under sewing.
Sewing,
Yeah.
and go under Q for quilting, and you say, well, what do you do, Becky? Some of these look familiar. Well, let me tell you what's so great. If you scroll down, you'll see 31 through 40 are brand new utility stitches.
Okay.
Scroll up so I can see 40. Well,
Oh.
so they can see 40.
Yeah. Okay.
Those are all brand new under the quilting. And you
Okay.
say, what's the big deal, Becky? The big deal is you can use all of these with your dual feed foot. All of them. So you
That's
put your
a
dual feed.
bonus.
Remember we talked about on quilting with Frosty? We were
Yeah.
adding some special. Well, now you got your dual feed, and any of these new stitches, any of them, and you can alter size, width. I mean,
Yeah.
it just opens some beautiful
Okay.
stuff to do with bindings and between blocks and
Mm-hmm.
all sorts of fancy things. So the good news is you got 10 new ones, and they all are dual feed friendly, which
It's nice.
it's not only nice, it's wonderful. The other thing you're going to see on there is the new feature that says T.
I was just gonna say.
T for tapered.
T.
T. Now these are all stitches, and I don't remember how many there are, but there's more than 20.
There's
These,
exactly 20.
okay, these are all stitches that we can have it automatically taper. Now you say, well, where am I going to use that? Well, if you're doing a quilt label, it's nice to have the corners do just so. Even if you're doing something that you just want it to end into a point or on an angle, this is where you're going to do all that. That's what this is. So after you hit T for taper, you choose it like he just did. He choose something more interesting than zigzag.
Oh, I'll do that guy there. I like the Greek key.
Okay, so after you choose your stitch like that, you can also alter the width and length
Yeah,
and
all
all
that.
that good stuff there. So you get the middle stitching looking the way you want.
Yeah.
Okay, then see the edit stitch up in the right hand corner?
This one here.
Yep. Now there's the magic begins, a new symbol down there, T for taper, not T anymore, but here's your taper.
Yeah.
So you can set the angle that it's going to start at. This is showing a 60-degree angle, but you can select different angles for it to start. You can select different angles for it to end. So it's automatically redoing, right now he's choosing end
that's kinda
angles.
fun.
It is because picture you're making a square,
Yeah.
a frame.
Yeah.
and you want the angle this way, and then you just pivot your thing 4 times, and
Yep.
you've got a perfectly
Well,
done
kinda
quilt
fun.
label. All without going anywhere.
That's-
right here.
yeah.
So, but can you go back into taper again?
Yeah.
Edit, taper.
Taper.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to set your start, your end. Now, the other really cool thing about this is the ending style. Like, how am I going to know it's going to end? You have 3 choices. You can say, as soon as I hit my reverse button, now you're going to start the ending taper.
Yeah.
Or you can say, here's the number of stitches I want you to stitch. Then start the end taper. That's how exact you can be. Or the third option is the endpoint sticker that we
Yeah.
showed a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
You can use the endpoint sticker and it will automatically calculate where to begin that taper. And they come out beautiful. So that's that. And you can retrieve, send it to memory. You
Yeah.
get a setting you like, save it in memory, and you can retrieve it later.
Yeah. Cool.
So it is very
That's
cool.
kind of fun.
It is fun. It's very decorative and fun. That was all under just the sewing side.
Yeah.
Want to go see what's in the embroidery side?
Well, that's what most people use these for, so I'm going to say
Well,
yes.
I'm telling you, they're missing the boat on some of the
Oh,
stuff
I
on the
know.
sewing
I know,
side.
I'm just saying
I'm
that.
like, it's so beautiful over there. It's a real beautiful heirloom sewing machine. But let's go look at the embroidery side because we have new embroidery patterns that were added. If you look under option number 1, this is what everybody's talking about on the internet.
Ballet
Getting my
shoes.
notes. No, there's a new. The bike is really cute too. But there's a sewing machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is at 16. There it is. Pull that baby up.
I got it up. Okay, which one do you want to look at?
The sewing machine.
Oh, the sewing machine? Okay.
The sewing machine. Look at that. Everybody's stitching that out and loving it.
Okay.
So that's only one that's new. If you
got
go,
that little bear. Is the bear? is
that's
new?
not new.
That's not new?
I don't
That
think-
whole 16 I think is new.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Oh, there's some.
Yeah,
some.
because I think that one.
That one was last update.
Okay, that was last.
That was
update.
last update.
But yeah, that I
So
think
scroll
all.
down,
I
you
think
got-
all that is new.
No, you're absolutely right. Isn't that awesome? The sewing machine's the favorite.
Yeah,
by
but look,
far.
yeah, but look at that butterfly.
Yeah, I don't want to stitch that up.
Holy cow! Did you look at the time on that?
Yeah, well,
It's like 2 hours.
yeah.
2 hours of
That's
your
when you
life.
have nothing else to do, I guess, huh? Okay, so now let's go look under, come back out and look under fonts. You've got some new fonts.
Under fonts. Yep.
There's a couple new ones on there. I don't know which ones they are.
I'm
but
thinking
there's-
23.
there's-
23 I think is new.
I didn't write down the
Yeah,
numbers.
but I
There's
get-
4 new ones. So
Yeah, I'm
there's
seeing
4
there's
new
definitely
ones.
some.
4 new fonts are included.
Yeah.
I didn't keep
I think
track
17
of which ones they were.
I think 17 and 23
unfortunately.
for sure. But yeah, there's some new fonts in there.
Yeah, yeah. So that's fun. Then if you go back and you look under number 3,
This is the one you were getting excited about, isn't it?
nope. I'll show you that one soon, though. Number 3, they also added some new fonts under 3. I'm going to show you some of the cool things you can do with some of these fonts.
Like anyone particular you want to look at, or there's just some
No,
new ones
no,
down here?
I just wanted to say that they've added fonts. Look
Yeah.
at that. Look how pretty that
Yeah,
is.
those are.
They're really pretty. See, they're all over the place.
Yeah, now keep in mind if you are on your machine, you're in these fonts.
Yeah.
The reason these are separate from your other fonts is that A is 5x6 just for the letter. So these are more monogrammed, like giant.
That's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
So there are
They're more
3
giant, yeah.
new, I should call them monogram
Yeah.
fonts, because that's what they shine on.
Yep.
Okay, now you're going to look under number 6. It's all new. These are phenomenal. These are their new split designs. These are all new, and they're huge. They're huge.
I love the graphic that's going on as we're loading it up.
Is it still going on, or did it
Yeah,
finish?
it's like loading up.
Oh, they're huge, and the new.
If you look at the sizing here, like this guy here
Mm.
is 26 inches by 9. This one's 28 by 14.
Yeah, the multiple hoopings. And when they engineered it pretty good. There's 2 ways to get things lined up. One is to let the machine do it all itself, and it will use the stickers.
Yep.
Another way is for us to use our camera and line them ourselves. But they're obviously going in a new,
Yes.
on a brand new route, and they're allowing you to design your own in PE11 and then bring them in here and use the technology.
Yeah. That's
So-
interesting. Okay.
There's some really cool things in there. There really are. Here's another excitement that has come out. Go look at number 7. Number 7 is brand new. These are all the long stitch things. It reminds me of when you put all the nails into wood, and then you string the string like
Yep.
this. That's what these are. They're long stitch designs.
Ah,
So they're
okay.
totally different. And I saw these done on a straw bag, and I went, oh my gosh. Or those placemats that you buy in the store, because they're all long stitches. So they're really cool. I haven't played around with them enough, but those are all new designs. The one I really thought was the coolest thing was under couching. See, now I haven't got to confess, I haven't done a lot of couching, but I'm gonna now because they added a couching font. And the truth is, there it is right there. These things look like, you know, the old varsity football jackets
Mm-hmm.
with the raised letters?
Yeah.
This is done with yarn using your couching foot.
Okay.
And they look magnificent when they're done. You know, I keep seeing all these people doing their fake Chanel letters online. I'm like, just couch them.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we can get some demonstrations of that done up because I think that's really cool. And they're not dinky. Those aren't
No,
dinky
those
either.
are 2.5 by 3 inches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're good sized letters, so those will be a lot of fun, I think. Can you use snowman stickers? Oh yes,
Yes.
most definitely you can use snowman stickers. Okay, so let's go into embroidery. Why don't we take in, for the fun of it, we're going to take in one of our, let's pick something from 3 that has any of those letters. B for Becky.
B for Becky?
Yeah.
Okay.
Set. This feature I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for. It's
Okay.
the no-sew feature.
Okay.
You know how I hate playing chicken with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
This allows me to shut something off so it doesn't sew without me damaging my design
Yeah,
at
okay.
all. So this is really cool. So if you go into edit, there's a new feature right in edit. See the bottom
Yep.
right hand corner?
This one here.
Yeah. When you choose that, it says, well, what don't you want to sew? Pick a color. It only works by thread color.
Yeah.
But now you say, get rid of the B because it's much more, I mean,
It's more obvious.
it's more obvious, and frankly, the design left behind is really nice.
All right. Then I hit embroider.
Did you get rid of it? Did you go no sew B color?
Oh, I did hit that.
No. There you go. No sew B color. Look what I got.
That's kind of cool.
That's a beautiful design.
That is fascinating because like if you have like a bee or something, it just does a very specific design element.
Yeah. All of a sudden you pick up that element and off you go. So
Interesting.
no sew works on any, not just their built-in ones. Any design that comes
It's
in.
just going to take out the color.
It takes out the color, but only temporarily. The color's really there. You haven't destroyed it.
Yeah.
Next time you bring that in, the bee will be there.
Interesting.
I love the no sew.
I think it's fascinating.
I love the no sew. I'm so sick of sewing my crosshairs by mistake. Need them and then I don't want to see them.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Now this whole next category is a show all on its own. So I'm going to be careful and not to. What's our time?
Our time
Yeah.
is, I don't know, somebody just emailed me.
48.
Oh,
So
We've got
Okay.
10 minutes.
All right. Well, it's enough to whet your appetite on this one.
Okay.
They knocked it out of the park
Okay.
on edge-to-edge quilting. Wait,
That is the.
and I will show you why I am like holy tamale.
All right.
All right, so we need to go and we need to pick up under Q. There's a whole new set. See number 4?
Yep.
You thought our borders and everything were cool. These are built-in edge-to-edge designs.
That's interesting.
And I'm sure more are coming, but let's just choose the one that's the flowers. Here,
Which flower?
right there, number 1. Here's what makes this so unbelievable. Choose set. I don't have to calculate. Bev, this one's for you. I don't have to calculate jack.
You just put in what
I measure the area I'm going to quilt.
Yep.
I tell it in here, the width of my area, the height of my area, just make up something, yeah.
I'm going to do 60.
And then I tell it what hoop I want to use.
Like 80.
Yeah.
And I want to use.
I literally choose, now don't push OK yet.
I want
The
9 by 14.
The flip option is unbelievable. Well, go ahead and choose it, but we won't use it.
Which one? This
Flip.
here? Where am I seeing?
Select, flip.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. You can choose to then flip every other one. You can choose to mirror every other one. Look at all your options. That changes the design. This changes the look.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes care of it for you. You don't have to remember your flip option. Or you don't use it at all because you're just doing end to end.
So that's all. So I have it all set and I just hit set or hit next?
Next. It is now going to set up all your hoopings. Well, you had a big quilt there.
Well, I did 60 by 80.
Let's go back and do a smaller one so I can show you because how it aligns it is amazing.
All right, so let's say we were going to do like a
Yeah,
wall hanging.
24 by 24.
Yeah, by 24. That sounds
Okay,
good.
all right. And you're using a 9 by 14?
Yeah.
See how it says 3 pieces, 2 rows over there? It's already estimating what it's going to require. It's telling you I'm going to do 6 hoopings and they're going to look like this.
Yep.
Now save that to memory. Yep, say okay. Now go back into embroidery. Oh no, right here, you are embroidery. Go to, there it is. It saved it right there. See it?
Yep.
Now you have a couple options. If you choose the main one, it includes all 6 hoopings. But it also gives you the ability to choose individual hoopings.
Yep.
So if something gets stuck or stops, or you have to start in the middle or something.
Yeah, row 1, row A.
Hoop 1, 2,
yep.
3.
Yep.
Row 2, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
But here's the magic. This isn't even what blew my mind. Pretend you're calling up the first hoop, the all in one.
Yeah.
Go down.
That one?
Choose that one. Choose set.
Yeah.
What it wants us to do is draw a line that represents the left corner of our pattern.
Okay.
Throw it in the hoop. Put the hoop on the machine. It's going to lead you through. It knows your first hooping is in the top left-hand corner. And it's going to tell you, hoop it that way, because the first thing we got to do is get that top left corner.
Yep, okay.
Say okay. I mean, this is so easy. This is something I wish they would do for all our alignments. All it wants to do is anchor that top left-hand corner at this point.
Yeah.
It doesn't care about rotations at this point at all. All we're going to zero in is the top left-hand corner. Makes so much sense.
And then we hit okay.
Said okay. I think we can walk right
Yeah.
through this.
Yeah, there's no frame.
Oh, well, let's stick a frame on. Oh, I don't know. It'll probably be a long frame.
It's going to want the 9 by 14 because that's what we told it we were using.
Well, wasn't that what? No, I don't have a 9 by 14 here.
Well, this one will work.
Because it's bigger?
Because it's bigger, so it should be all right.
All right. All right, you got to see this. I'm really hoping they add this to those of us who use the projector all the time to align stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They did alignment so different on this one. They have us anchor a point. Now look at that screen. That's different. Do you see that the left hand, that there is frozen? Because guess what? It's anchored it. When I move other stuff, I'm anchoring the top left.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm getting that top left-hand corner where it needs to be. Okay?
Okay.
Now, that strange-looking button in the middle,
Yeah.
that's only going to be, we only need that when we're at the very end of a row or the beginning of a second row.
Okay.
That's how it takes and deals with, we had shrinkage. On the last one, it needs to be a slightly different size.
Ah, okay.
Because now we're anchoring the end.
Yes. Okay.
So let's see if it lets us say okay. I don't know if it'll let us go through this or not. The next thing it's going to do is say anchor the top right-hand corner. See this? No rotations. I'm not worried about angles.
Yeah.
Now I'm zeroing in with my camera, and he's rolled to the right.
Yeah. So
Say okay. Now see what's highlighted down below?
Yeah. And
The
then,
top right-hand corner. So now I just changed the angles. So I'm only, now the left isn't gonna move.
Yep.
If you know what I mean about embroidery mode, you keep, where's that pivot point?
Yeah.
Now we know where the pivot
Ah, it's
point
pivoted.
is.
It's gonna-
We've anchored the pivot point here. So
Yeah.
I know this isn't gonna move. I'm just gonna move this now and that gets lined up. Is that cool?
That is actually very.
Now, if I have to make adjustments to width or height, you notice I can make adjustments to width or height here
Yeah.
as well.
Yep. You've got that right here.
We've got that
Yep.
there as well. That's how it's aligning stuff now.
But it's interesting too if you look at how it's making adjustments to width or height. It shows you that one side is going to be anchored. It's not. You're
It's
not
anchored.
It's not
It's
the whole.
anchored at the top at this
Yeah.
point. So you're only adjusting this way or this way.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay, now this.
But just a quick question.
Oh,
Answer a
sure.
quick question. Is the couching alphabet resizable?
To some degree,
Yes.
it's like anything in there at
Yeah.
that point. To some degree, yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Bev's watching. Yay, Bev! So now when you hit OK, it now has everything it needs to do hooping 1. So he's going to do hooping 1. So
And then after
let's
you-
advance to hooping 1, because it's really cool how hooping 2 happens.
Okay.
Just do needle plus or minus.
Yeah, that's what I was looking
Yeah,
for.
just advance through using the top keys.
Oh yeah.
So
Alright.
now he's done. Let's hope he thinks he's done.
I'm gonna hit OK.
Return.
No, returns look grayed out. What
Okay,
did I do?
layout. I know, maybe I have to actually sew it out to show you the next one, which I'm not going to have time to do
Yeah,
today.
it's not.
I told you I wouldn't have time to, but in a nutshell, and I will, I'll set it up for next week, it's amazing. It knows on the second one, see that end point?
Oh wait, you know what? I'll do it. If I
See
do
these
this.
end points?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, connect next pattern, okay. It knows this next pattern has a different start point for us to worry about. What point is it? So it's telling us to rehoop it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
See a little bit of the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this. It says my anchor point is going to be where the last one finished and the new one's supposed to start. That's my anchor point.
Yep. And then we just hit OK.
Sit okay, and it's going to anchor that first, and then it's not going to move that. Isn't that awesome?
And then yep.
So that's what it's doing now. See how that's highlighted, that
Yep.
little scribble? That you would then move all your buttons until you had those exactly lined up. Then you would say okay, and now it's going to look at the top right-hand corner.
Yep. Okay.
See how it's repositioning?
And then it's gonna be anchored off of that connection point, so that's always lined up.
It's going to be automatically lined up.
That's pretty
Perfectly.
slick. That's
Perfectly.
very slick.
And none of this, you're trying to rotate this whole big pattern. That's what we do now.
Yeah.
And you try to get it really close, and then I tell them, get it really close, and then smudge your fabric around if you need to. No longer.
That's
how
a
we,
nice setup.
I hope they do that in the rest of the
Yeah, I can
embroidery
see that,
world.
yeah.
I love the ability to anchor something and then just let everything
Yeah.
pivot around it.
That makes
That's
a-
basically what you're doing.
Yeah, you just
and you
pivot your
can't
point.
do that in the embroideries
Yeah.
section, but you can in the quilting. And when it gets near the end,
Yeah.
it knows it's near the end.
And ask all sorts of questions about
It
the
asks you if you need to adjust anything this way.
Oh, actually, you know what?
It automatically knows you're at the end. And when you go to do the bottom row, it knows you're at the bottom row. And it says, did you lose an inch or what? You know, did you have to shorten that bottom row a little bit or lengthen that bottom row a little bit? So there's no calculations, none. It takes care of everything, every step of the way. The rumor is that they're going to let us pass this through PE Design 11 as well.
Oh, that'd be kind of fun.
That would be really good if that just opens up. But you're going to see this world open. They're a little late getting in on this, but I think they did a really good job.
All right, here. This was
You You're using the rotate. See, it's telling you you got your pivot point, you're gonna
Yep.
rotate it, and then you're gonna check your width.
Yeah, because this is the last one
It's
on
the
that
last row.
Yeah,
So you might have needed a little bit more,
Yep.
you might have needed a little bit less.
Yep.
But isn't that cool?
Nice.
So it's so easy to walk through and no calculations necessary.
Just start.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can see that.
I
That's
re-
nice.
I
That
re-
took all the thought out of it.
That,
You just
to me, is the cat's meow right
Yeah.
there. That and my foot pedal.
Yeah. So yes.
Those are my favorite things. There's more, but I'm not going to go through
Okay.
anymore. More couching patterns are out there, but I haven't used any couching yet, so
So yeah, I
Get
think
me
that was a
that.
good review. That's a lot of good stuff.
it's really amazing.
So I guess everybody wants to know, should I get the upgrade? Just from what I'm seeing, I would say yes. But
It's packed.
it's packed, especially if you are using it to do a lot of your quilting stuff. I can see this being a lot for quilting.
It's
But
just
yeah,
packed.
yeah, it's got some good stuff in there.
Okay, that's what I had. Are you going to have PE Design? Yeah, I'll be honest. Me and PE Design 11, if they give me a reason
Yeah,
to use it, I will. I
I
find it difficult to teach.
haven't. My experience with PE design, just from is it's very expensive.
It is very
It's
expensive.
it's a decent tool set. It's expensive, but I think that Embrilliance does a much better job.
If they give me this for a pass through, though,
Yeah.
I will fire up my PE Design just to pass through
Yeah.
my quilting designs.
Yeah. But I can't. Yeah. But
And you're supposed to be able to. We didn't even talk about all the new fills, the motif fills.
Oh, yeah.
In Design Center, there's 6 new motif fills, and you can create your own motif fills in PE Design 11 and bring them over
And
to
see,
the machine.
and Rhonda makes a very interesting point. She uses Bernina V9 all the time, but doesn't know PE design, and
Yeah.
that's one of my
That's
problems.
the problem with PE Design. It's so brother
It's
oriented.
specific to brother, whereas when you get the
Yeah.
third-party softwares like Embrilliance, Art and Stitch,
Yeah.
really any of them, Floriani Total Control, they're
Yeah.
all designed to work on all machines.
Yeah.
So you have a much broader.
That's why I have
it's
a
a
hard
much better.
time
It's a
with-
much better tool, whereas PE design is specific to brother. So you
Right.
have a few nice things about it, but I just don't think you're getting your money's worth that you
No,
can get
but
from another.
we have it. I own it. So if I could use it just as a pass through,
Yeah.
that would be fine. Or if Brother would finally give up the having these in a different format all the time. That's really
Yeah,
the
if they
crux of it is they want them to be a different file format.
Yeah, and if they open it up to other developers,
Yeah.
I think it would.
I'm hoping they do because there would be a good world.
Is there enough hours in the day? No.
No,
No,
there aren't.
look at
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at my mess I got going on here. No,
Yeah.
there's not.
Well, Rhonda, maybe we'll try and do lessons just on using the new update
Yeah.
features because that's the reason I dusted it off. I said, "Oh, I can't believe it! They're going to make me dust off PD Design
yeah.
11 just for the new updates." Because if I can do a quilt pattern, have it bring in and identify points,
Yeah.
I will.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
I think that's
Chuck, that's a lot.
that was a lot.
There's a lot.
I got a haircut this week. You see, good.
He looks nice.
And I combed it this morning. So
Wow.
when Eddie does the close up, I can say,
Stepping
look
up
at
in
that,
the
look at
world.
that handsome
Stepping up,
man.
stepping up.
Anyway,
Stepped in.
thanks for watching another episode of Shenanigans with Becky and Brent. Join us again next week. Remember, so on and be excellent to each other.
You're fired.
Toodles! Look, I hope that was a mistake.